Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about 7 signs of anxiety in dogs. Now I get a lot of people that come into the store asking for CBD treats or CBD oil for their pets. It works very similarly to how it works in humans. So dogs have an endocannabinoid system just like humans. So their CB1 and CB2 receptors are definitely going to be utilized with CBD as a supplement. So before we start this video, definitely like, subscribe, comment, definitely engage, and make sure you're watching the whole video. Definitely helps with YouTube and promotion and all that good stuff. So if you want to see more better content, definitely like and subscribe. But let's start with this video. Definitely wanted to go over this together. Now, do you suspect your dog might be dealing with anxiety to some degree? They are certainly not alone. According to a recent study, experts believe that about 70% of dogs will show signs of anxiety at some point during their lives. Some will only experience mild dog anxiety, but others could require anxiety meds for dogs or even pet CBD to help them calm down. Want to know how to help a dog with anxiety? The first thing you can do is learn about the signs of anxiety in dogs. It's important for you to be able to spot signs of dog anxiety so you can provide your dog with the relief that they need. Wow, this article went heavy on the dog SEO keyword. So from there, you can take steps to lower your dog's anxiety levels. It'll give your dog a chance to lead a happier and more fulfilling life. Here are 7 signs of anxiety in dogs, as well as some tips on how you can help your dog manage anxiety moving forward. So CBD definitely helps. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a lower dose than humans because of dogs' body weight's a lot lower, but they definitely do feel the effects. My parents have a dog, and it took my mother quite a while to start feeding the treats to her dog, but once she did, she noticed immediately that she was much calmer. When going to the vet and going to the daycare, she was much calmer, much more. She put her energy into the right places, which is definitely what you want for your dog. Sometimes it's hard to manage your dog's stress or your dog's anxiety, especially if you're going through with it yourself. So definitely understand why lots and lots of pet owners want to try CBD for their dogs or their cats or what have you. All right, so let's get into this. Your dog often barks for no good reason. And it's not uncommon for some dogs to bark when they see another dog walking by their house or when they hear a weird sound inside their house. But when a dog has anxiety, they often bark for no reason at all, in all effort to soothe whatever anxiety they might be feeling. If your dog does this, you might want to attempt to distract them from barking by using noises to your advantage. You can provide the perfect distraction for an anxious dog by turning on the radio in your house or leaving it on all the time. And yeah, I know a lot of dog owners that leave the TV on when they leave for separation anxiety, things like that. So sound definitely helps with dogs, especially with anxiety. Um, so number 2 is going to be your dog chews almost anything they can get their paws on. When a dog has anxiety, they have all kinds of nervous energy built up inside their bodies. They do just about anything to release it, and one of the most effective ways for them to do so is by chewing on things. Unfortunately, that can sometimes lead to dogs chewing on things that they're not supposed to chew, like furniture. This can be very frustrating to dog owners who have spent a lot of time training their dogs not to bite on these types of things. And yeah, especially shoes, underwear, furniture, things like that. Dogs definitely like to get into, and usually And if you train them and they're still getting into them, it's definitely an issue with anxiety. So we can definitely treat that with some CBD. Obviously, there are some more natural ways to treat it, but this is a channel about CBD, so we're definitely going to try to um, use that as a solution to the problem. Now, if your dog is chewing on everything in sight these days, you should provide them with more bones and more chew toys. You should also consider giving something like CBD for dogs or dog anxiety medication a try. It could very well calm them down and stop them from chewing on things they're not supposed to chew on. Yeah, exactly. So obviously, more things for them to chew on that's in their realm of uh, being able to chew on, like a bone or a chew toy, things to distract them from chewing on furniture and things you don't want them to chew on. Now, I've had a lot of experience with dogs and CBD, um, especially for active chewing on everything. CBD really helps with calming them down and either getting them to fall asleep or reducing the anxiety or making them focused on what you're trying to do. So say if you're trying to train them and they're not focusing, you can give them a little CBD and they'll focus up a little bit, they'll pay attention to you a little bit more, and they'll be focused on the task at hand. All right, so number 3 is your dog spends an inordinate amount of time pacing around your house. There are some instances in which your dog might pace around your house because they're bored. It's a good way for them to keep themselves entertained throughout the day. But if your dog is consistently pacing around for no reason, it might be one of the signs of anxiety in dogs. You can help to clear up some of this anxiety by taking your dog outside more, encouraging them to get encouraging them to get exercise. Wow, it'll let them blow off steam and eliminate some of their anxiety. So yeah, this is probably the number one thing that dog owners kind of uh, miss with their dogs, not taking them outside enough, not getting them enough running time, not giving them enough time outdoors. Dogs need to be outdoors, and if they're cooped up in a little apartment or a house all day long, they can definitely get anxious. We definitely want to treat these problems, the underlying problems, versus just slapping a band-aid on it. CBD is more of a kind of a stepping stone and it gets you the help that you need to move in the right direction. But if you're not moving in the right direction, it's definitely not going to work out for you. So dogs definitely need to get outside. They need to run around. They need to be dogs for a little bit. All right, so number 4 is your dog yawns all the time, even though they're getting plenty of sleep. Dogs need a lot of sleep. The average dog can sleep for up to 14 hours in a single day. If it seems like your dog is yawning every time you look at them nowadays, it could be a sign that they're not sleeping as much as they should be. But it could also be another form or another one of the signs of dog anxiety in dogs. Many dogs yawn when they're feeling stressed out or anxious. You should speak to your veterinarian if you spot your dog yawning way more often than you think they should. Right, so CBD definitely does help with sleep. One of the main side effects is sleepiness for CBD. If dogs do sleep up to 14 hours in a single day, that's a dream for that would be a dream for me. I would love to sleep that long, but I would get nothing done. So luckily, dogs have that life where they can kind of hang around and chill. So when they're anxious and stressed out, it's definitely not a good thing because they don't really have anything to be stressed out about. All right, so number 5, your dog thumps their tail as opposed to wagging it. When your dog wags their tail after seeing you arrive home from work after a long day, it's a sign that they're happy. In this case, their tail will wag very fast as they greet you at the front door. But when your dog thumps their tail very slowly at any other time of the day, they're typically not trying to express the same emotion. Instead, they're demonstrating that they might be anxious for one reason or another. It'll be important for you to pay close attention to your dog's tail thumping and for you to create a more relaxing environment for them so that they don't feel so stressed all the time. This should help to clear their anxiety over time. Yeah, so I'm not well versed on dogs and wagging their tails, but I'm pretty sure that yes, when they wag their tail fast, it definitely means they're excited and they're up. Um, when they're not, it means they're not. So it's definitely an issue with their mood. Maybe they're stressed out, maybe they're anxious. So that's definitely a sign to look out for your pet. So number 6 is your dog scratches themselves more than usual. It's not out of the ordinary for dogs to scratch themselves every so often. A dog is able to get rid of an itch by lifting a leg and giving themselves a good long stretch. However, you should be concerned about your dog scratching if they seem to be doing it more than usual lately. You should be especially worried if they do it out in public. This could be a surefire sign that your dog is anxious and might need to start taking anxiety meds for dogs. Um, if your dog is itching more than usual, I would definitely take him to a vet and see what the underlying causes are, and if there isn't any issues and it does end up being stress related or anxiety related, CBD will definitely help with that. Um, and yeah, moving on. Number 7, your dog attempts to escape from your yard on a regular basis. Every now and then, your dog might try to escape from your yard to chase a squirrel or a rabbit. This isn't something you'll need to get up in arms about, but you might want to investigate further if you see your dog trying to escape from your yard by any means necessary on a regular basis. You might also want to make sure that you don't leave them in the yard by themselves just in case they are able to find a way to get out of it. Your dog may be dealing with separation anxiety. If they attempt to make a break for it every time you let them out into your yard, it'll be your job to make them feel less anxious so that they don't put themselves in harm's way by leaving your property. And yeah, so I've I've known a few dogs to escape a lot, and those dogs are usually more anxious, more timid, more um, visually troubled. So yeah, so with all of these 7 signs, you can definitely like taking your dog out more often, making sure your dog has a nice environment, making sure your dog has things to play with, things to chew. Just making sure your dog is being able to be as dog as possible will keep them from being so anxious and so stressed out. But CBD helps as a supplement to make sure that when you're repairing your dog's stress and anxiety, it'll be an easier time for them to do so. We have plenty of tinctures and pet treats that work for pet owners, and and the dogs love them too, especially the treats. The dogs love the treats, and I feel like the dogs know when they're getting their CBD treats. So it's definitely a great thing for dogs. Now keep an eye out for signs of anxiety in dogs. So since dogs can't speak to their owners and tell them that they're anxious, there are many dog owners who miss all of the signs of anxiety in dogs. Their dogs are forced to suffer in silence for months and even years on end as a result. Make it a point to look out for these signs of anxiety in dogs, and we've talked about here. It can make all the difference in the world when it comes to limiting your dog's stress level. And I think that's mainly the main reason why everyone wants to give CBD to their dogs is to reduce or limit that stress level in your dogs. But there's definitely a bunch of other things that you could do um, with CBD in conjunction with CBD that will make your dog's quality of life just much better. I've seen way too many dogs cooped up in houses, way too many dogs not running, not going outside, um, and just being mistreated. Uh, and it doesn't need to be that way. So this is a very interesting list article that I wanted to go over with you guys today. Uh, like I said, I do have a lot of people that come into the store with dogs who are very anxious or very scared or very just lethargic, and want to make sure that um, dogs are happy. Because if dogs are happy, that means everyone's happy. But that's it for today's video. I really wanted to go over this really quickly, and because it's definitely a big issue with dog owners. Now, if you like this video and you like all of my other videos, definitely like, so I know that you like these videos and I can produce more content like this. If you want to follow, definitely subscribe. I made a Facebook group for this YouTube channel where you can share your stories and learn a bit more in depth about CBD and the things that are coming out in the news and everything like that. So I'll have that in the description. There's also a quiz in the description where they'll ask you a few questions and we can get you set up with a CBD expert that will give you personal recommendations and talk to you about how CBD can help you in your life. So that's definitely a great asset in the description below, as well as the link to the CBD that I use. But yeah, so thank you guys for listening and watching me today, and you have a wonderful day, all right?